Tell us about the body of work that you're showing at MOSTYN and what your inspirations were for that, please.
Yeah, so that's it's called Sea Structures. So my work generally is up to now has been based inland, and it's always about architecture, structures in the landscape. That's what I'm interested in.
Man-made buildings in particular, or
yeah, it's all man-made stuff. Yes, that's a lot of people think I'm a landscape etcher, but I'm not. Well, to my mind, I'm not, because the landscape is what holds the structures. So it's
that's
actually
the stuff around the buildings.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So it's man-made. It's the fact that this is a world full of people, and we leave our mark everywhere, and that's actually what I'm interested in. So I think
the mark man makes on the
landscape. Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
People make on the landscape.
Yeah, people make on the landscape. So that's what draws my eye.
Okay.
Whenever I'm driving or walking through a landscape, it's always the structures that I'm looking at and looking for.
Okay.
It's just a peculiar sort of thing that I'm interested in, and I bring it out in my work. But recently, in the last couple of years, me and my wife have taken a camper van and going and finding lots of coastal walks throughout Britain. So we've been camper vanning and walking a lot around here, also in Northumberland and other parts of Wales, and I forgot the name of the place. But we've taken to kind of doing lots and lots of walks right by the sea, and then if you're interested in structures like I am, there are loads of weird and wonderful structures along the sea's edge. So not just like the obvious things like sort of lighthouses, but also like strange beacons. There are 3 or 4 different etchings of beacons in this show, as well as strange things like lots of power stations and things like that. So just things that draw my eye that are by the sea. So that's my theme, really.
Okay. I think it's really interesting, isn't it, with that? I think that even if you walk along the prom at Llandudno, you can sort of see so many parts of history and about Llandudno's history and its role through different parts of the buildings that now look out over the sea.
Definitely.
Everything from sort of the Victorian Georgian and then Victorian buildings through to sort of really modern flats.
Yeah.
For the young and up coming in Llandudno further along the beach, and fashionable restaurants and very traditional B&Bs. And I think it's that sort of idea of it being like almost a social history as well through the buildings you can see on the coast.
I think that the layers of history in Britain are just fascinating. And it's the same where I'm from. I'm from the Lake District, the southern part of it, Kendal in particular. And that entire county was at one point very industrial. People don't seem to remember that now because it's such a beautiful landscape looking at. And it wasn't only 100 years ago that was quite a dirty, dangerous sort of place with lots of mining and lots of very heavy industry was happening, especially on the coast of Cumbria. But now it's all been softened by nature. And it's,
like nature reclaims what it gave up originally.
Yeah. But there's still lots of evidence of it, and it's all very fascinating.
The scarring of the landscape becomes really fascinating.
It does, yeah.